So the King Mothership project started around late 2011 when we started recording Periphery 2 in Bethesda, Maryland at Taylor Larson's studio. While the guys were tracking guitars, I'd be back at Misha's old apartment writing vocal lines for all the songs. And, when I was done with all that, before the vocal tracking actually started, I was just writing music in my spare time for fun. And it was this, quirky, sound-driven kind of by piano, very Foxy Shazam, Queen kind of driven. And showed it to Halpern, after I had a couple songs done. He was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. So, I just kind of took it from there and kept writing in that vein. It kept getting weirder and weirder. Some of the stuff was heavier, some of the stuff was funkier, and it just evolved into what it is now. And the reason it took so long to come out is because I kind of lost interest in it over the years. Around the time we were doing like the Juggernaut record together, I just kind of grew out of the style of writing and was focusing all my attention on Periphery at the time, and then Ender and Nick Mystery. And then I'd say, 2 or 3 years ago, I was getting these messages from Periphery fans that remembered the demos from back in the day. And we're like, hey, when's that going to come out? Are you still doing anything with that Mothership stuff? And I was like, yeah, actually, I kind of want to go back and check out some of the old sessions of those songs. So I started opening them up, and I was like, man, this is fucking cool. And some of my friends, and Tai especially, who's playing bass now, was like, yeah, man, he was like kind of the driving force behind getting me to go back and do it. Him and those Periphery fans who remembered the old demos. And we just took it from there, and over like 6 or 7 months, just re-recorded a bunch of stuff, kept some of like the old guitar takes from back in the day, and just kind of Frankensteined everything together, and now it is what it is.
I initially got involved with Mothership through Spencer having me play bass on a couple of the Nick Mystery tunes. During that recording process, we had kind of been digging up some old demos and listening back through things that maybe we hadn't finished, and we stumbled across these tunes. And from the first song I heard, I was blown away and immediately wanted to be involved with them. He had told me that Matt was going to be playing drums on them at some point, and that he just hadn't taken the time to really finish the record. And so I think it was kind of all of us getting excited about it at the same time after listening to these songs for so long that really pushed the project forward. The first time listening through these songs, it had immediately reminded me of some of my very favorite bands and some of my very favorite music. Bands like Coheed and Receiving End of Sirens, The Deer Hunter. These bands all utilize kind of a somatic theatricality to them. They're very concept record oriented. They feature storytelling, and they're central around a protagonist. And to me, that's the most interesting kind of music to listen to. It's my favorite music to listen to. So listening to these songs and listening to Spencer kind of tell me the story of this record and how, what exactly happens to our central character. It made me even fall in love with the project more than just the music alone. And I think the story's great, and I think you guys are all really going to love it.
So Spencer and I have been collaborating on these songs and on this project for many, many years, dating back to when we would tour together, even I think in a van back in like 2010, 2011, that era with Periphery. Spencer would share demos of songs that he was writing that really didn't fit the bill for Periphery, and we would just talk about them. Right? He would ask me about groove ideas. We would talk about the lyrical content. We would just collaborate on the arrangements, and I think very naturally and organically, it developed into an official project. And fast forward many years later, through different iterations of demos and different arrangements of the songs, we finally were able to really nail down not only the time to make it happen, but also the right group of songs to finally put together this album. And it's been many years, and I'm really excited to get this out there for people to hear.